I am Maester Black, sworn in service to Dragonstone and to the scattered memories that came west with House Targaryen. What follows is no polished chronicle from the Citadel. It is a tale I speak aloud by lamplight, woven from half-burned scrolls, sailors' yarns, and the sharper fragments of my own dreams. If the rhythm feels rough or the edges uneven, remember, the library that once held perfect answers lies somewhere beneath the smoking sea. All we survivors can do is stitch shadow to rumor until the shape looks like truth. Now, settle close to the hearth. Dragons once owned the sky in so many guises that the single word dragon feels thin as parchment to cover them all. Before the doom, Valyria flew 7 great breeds, 7 temperaments, 7 bodies, 7 fates. Tonight I will name each one so you may hear their wings on the edge of sleep. In coming nights we shall linger with them, breed by breed. But first you must see the whole storm at once. Number 1. Obsidian Colossi, fortresses with wings. Picture dawn leaking over black glass towers. A hush falls because something enormous is lifting from its perch. Scales the size of dinner tables overlap like roof tiles, each veined with a thin line of red fire. That great bulk heaves twice, and the air itself seems to groan. Such were the Obsidian Colossi. Their blood mages claimed to bind the spirits of the earth into the eggs, whatever that means to men who play at gods. The result was weight you could feel in your teeth. A Colossus beat its wings, and the ground shuddered 5 miles off. They favored cool hours, dawn and dusk, because noon heat thinned the lift beneath their titanic pinions. A single pass could drop city walls. A single roar might rattle the fillings from your molars. Yet they carried a flaw as grand as their might. The same low stone song that calmed their hearts could turn against them. Find the wrong chord, delivered by an earthquake, a volcanic bell, or so rumor claims, and flesh became brittle glass in an instant. During the doom, those fatal notes rang everywhere. I can still taste copper on the air when I imagine it. Giants turning to obsidian statues mid-arc, raining shards that boiled the sea. Balerion the Black Dread, you ask? I believe one Colossus hen tucked her lineage into his egg. Then some lighter sire blessed him with stamina enough to fly at noon. Listen to his deep drum roar and decide for yourself. Number 2. Sky Shriekers. Arrows of color and noise. Trade mass for grace, and you meet the Sky Shriekers. Their bones were hollow as sparrow quills, their wing skins so thin that sunrise stained each stroke with rainbows. Best, or worst, was the surgically grown echo sac behind the tongue. A single scream shot out like a spear of sound, shattering stone, splitting shields, making grown men bleed from nose and ear before flame ever reached them. I have held a scrap of Cirithra's wing between crystal panes, mica thin, blue-green, and singing when the light angles right. Cirithra once crossed the Jade Sea without landing. Another, Nerix, broke every stained glass window in Myr, merely by banking overhead. Light bodies, ruthless speed, but when the sky filled with ash, everything thin and glass-like met a cruel grit. Sky Shriekers clawed higher, searching for clear air. Razor shards sliced their membranes. They fell like shattered ornaments. Only echoes linger. Caraxes' banshee wail, Vermax's knife dives. Lessons scribbled in mixed blood long after the breed itself was broomed from the sky. Number 3. Ember Maws. Forges that walk. Now to the brood that ate what other dragons feared, molten rock. Ember Maws carried 2 bellies, one for goat and cow, the other lined with basalt nodules for lava and ore. Feed that second stomach and crimson light bled between their scales. Breath flashed white hot, so bright it looked invisible, the way desert air shimmers above a road. Pirothal melted bronze legions in Giscari wars. Jalax bathed in a live vent and emerged wrapped in steam like a moving mountain. They adored their keepers if kept fat. Starve one and it would chew straight through iron gates to reach magma. The doom struck them first. Tunnels meant to nourish overflowed, drowning mother and egg alike in unrelenting tide. A cruel irony. Forges suffocated by the fire they worshipped. Still, I have seen Vermithor glow a deep furnace red after a long bout of flame, and I wonder what sliver of Embermaw remains loose in his veins. Number 4. Stormclaws, Thunder's own children. Stand on a cliff in hurricane wind, and you will hear what calls to a stormclaw. Mid-sized, barrel-chested wing fins rigged like a ship's sails. Lightning loved them. Magnetite in their scales drew skyfire, which then earthed harmlessly down the tail, leaving pale silver scars. They sensed falling pressure the way a hound scents meat. Riders of House Targaryen shaved their scalps, tattooed thunderheads, and performed the sky wedding, leaping off a precipice trusting the dragon to catch them before rocks did. Valyth rode through the eye of a storm and back again, laughing over the roar. Then came a storm no beast could court. The doom-filled clouds with metallic ash. Every lightning strike chose a stormclaw target. Wing fins flash-boiled, muscles charred, bodies plunged into seas already steaming. Sheep-stealers' taste for mountain squalls whispers their bloodline yet, but the true sail wings are gone. Number 5. Nightworms, shadows with flame. Some dragons love glory, nightworms loved fear. Scales matte as soot, wing edges fringed like velvet to swallow sound. In daylight their eyes filmed milky white. In darkness they glowed violet, seeing heat where we see color. Their breath looked black, so hot it bent light without shedding any. Victims felt burning but watched only darkness pour toward them. Bonding one meant 9 nights blindfolded in a cavern, living on water and spiced mushrooms until your other senses sharpened. Only then would the hatchling accept you as kin to its shadowed world. Umbraxos ghosted past patrols. Tenebrae snuffed torches across half a league by one sweep. They met doom by dust finer than flour. Glass needles of ash sanded velvet pinions, carved lungs from within. A rumor persists of one cracked violet-flecked egg smuggled into exile. Whenever the cannibal glides silent through dusk, I wonder if that rumor grew scales. Number 6. Wave runners, skimmers of sea and sky. Imagine a marlin crossed with a gull, hide salt spray gray, tail edged with a keel fin. These were wave runners, happiest where wind met surf. A throat valve let them trap air for short dives. They'd vanish under a galley, punch holes in the keel with a blast of scalding steam, and pierce sky on the far side in a glittering spray arc. Volcaro lived as escort to merchant convoys bound for the Summer Isles. Silaeth turned the tide at thrice-drowned quay by snapping 4 warships from below. Riders sang sea shanties, dragons replied with basso rumbles that shivered whole decks. When cliffs collapsed, nurseries vanished under tsunamis, eggs rolled into coral mazes, calcified into lacework fossils. Now, pearl divers wear shards as charms, and claim sea smoke's playful dives are the final echo of that nimble tribe. Number 7. Sun scales, prisms on the wing. Last, the rarest, dragons that carried dawn on their backs. Gold, copper, or blush rose hides studded with tiny crystal lattices. Wings wide and thin, bones hollow and strong as tempered glass. They climbed hot thermals and glided for hours, humming through chest caverns like distant bells. Ilorix guided caravans over the red waste. Heliorin spanned as wide as Vagar, but weighed far less. Yet their power was tied to sunlight, and the doom turned day to gloaming. In darkness they rose, seeking brightness that no longer existed, and met pumice clouds waiting like stone walls. Some plunged blind into the sea, fallen suns hissing out. Rhaena Targaryen's tiny morning glittered pink at dawn, perhaps a shy survivor of that shining line. If so, she carried a whole dead choir of light beneath her scales. Pure breeds seldom stayed pure. Houses traded eggs as dowries, swapped hatchlings for alliances, chased new colors, new tricks. By the time mountains cracked, many a dragon already wore more than one banner in its blood. The doom simply finished the pruning. Specialists died. Tough hybrids clung on. That is why Balerion bore Colossus mass, yet handled noon. Why Vermithor shines like heated bronze without exploding. Why Caraxes screams like glass, yet carries lightning scars. The dragons that conquered Westeros were living patchworks. Survivors precisely because no single trick ruled them. Scholars love dates, so let me dab a few on the parchment. 102 BC on the 6th moon. Tremors shake Valyrian capital. Brood of stormclaws becomes restless. 102 BC on the 9th moon. Ash vents smother new hatchlings. Sky shriekers stray far out to sea. 101 BC on the 3rd moon. Lava floods Embermaw pits. Timerian scribes record red rain. 100 BC on the 5th moon. Daenerys Targaryen dreams doom enough to curdle wine. 99 BC on the 12th moon. Enar Targaryen flees with family, servants, and suspiciously hot eggs. 98 BC, the 14 flames roar. Mountains sing stone song. 7 breeds meet 7 endings. Valyria bursts like an overstoked forge. Everything else is aftermath. There, 7 shapes of power, 7 warnings hammered into ash. The dragons left in our age are hardy mongrels, wiser for their mixed blood perhaps, but born of ruin. Each carries faint whispers of giants and glass wings, lava drinkers and thunder dancers. Keep this lesson close. Power that grows too narrow dies the first time the world asks it a new question. Next time you warm your hands at a brazier, remember the Embermaw drowned in its own glory. Next time a storm cracks the sky, imagine a stormclaw riding that bolt and burning out. And if you ever think mastery of dragons or men is simple, recall how fast 7 proud breeds vanished when the earth tilted. Come back on the morrow, and we will stalk the black perches of the obsidian colossi, feel their stone hearts pound, and see why even the mightiest fortress needs more than wings to stay aloft.